Your Missouri Tigers are off this weekend, getting ready for that big game next week, taking on the Georgia Bulldogs. And Liz and I have our fingers crossed, hoping that maybe next week that game is big enough that Earl Dibbles Jr. will include it in his games that he picks next week.
Ever since we started listening to this, last year, we've been crossing our fingers that maybe one week he'll mention the Tigers.
Yep.
And we've got our biggest shot happening next weekend.
If it's going to happen, next week would be the week when the Tigers take on the Bulldogs. But not this week, but that's all right. Earl is here. Earl Dibbles Jr., Dip 'em and Pick 'em.
It's time for Dip 'em and Pick 'em with Earl Dibbles Jr. on After Midnight.
Y'all ready for another week of college football? Hey, I know I am. I might not have nailed all of them last week, but we did okay. Up first here, them Oregon Aflac Ducks are taking on them Utah Utes. These are the only two teams so far that's chipped Caleb Williams' fingernail polish and left Lincoln Riley running to be a water boy for the NFL. And now they facing each other. The Ducks is pretty country, but I found out the Utes is a Native American tribe. Hey, that's like original country. Hey, there's nothing more country than original country. So winners, Utah. Up next, I thought I'd throw in two teams we ain't never talked about here before. Troy versus Texas State. We ain't talked about them because neither team ain't been very good. But Texas State, hey, they started off the season beating Baylor. Who saw that coming? Both these teams have won 5 games this year, though, and one of them's going to make it 6. I don't know if you've ever seen a bobcat in the city, but I see plenty of them in the country. Winners, Texas State. One more, Oklahoma Boomer Sooners is going up on there to Lawrence, Kansas to face them Jayhawks. Playing Kansas used to be like an off week, a guaranteed win, but it ain't like that no more. Somewhere in around about 10 years, they got good, I think. Well, both teams is pretty country, but how can you root against covered wagons pulled by ponies? Shoot, winners, Boomer.
Dip 'em and Pick 'em with Earl Dibbles Jr. For more, follow us on Instagram at After Midnite Granger Smith.